Okay. Well, there he is. But Danny, you did say you're going to show up, and there you are.
There I am,
Yeah.
larger than life.
Right.
Well, I'm just large. Let's put it leave it at that.
Yeah. I remember when I shot that picture of you. Bonnie and I and Gabby were all going to see a show at Le Petit, and we're eating at that little restaurant right across the street from it. And you just happened to be moseying by with a tuba.
Yeah, we were playing.
This
We were
Billy,
playing
this
some
is
wedding, some kind of a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good shot. I've never seen that shot.
Yeah. I think you put it up before,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's
Russell still playing the trumpet in the back.
Sousaphone looks real nice. Player, not as much.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Good picture. Good picture.
Not
I'm trying to figure out how to. I'm trying to figure out how to get all of y'all on the screen at one time.
you can hit gallery, but I don't know if you're on a phone, it might be kind of small.
No, I'm not on the phone.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I got it. I think I
There's an
figured it
option.
out.
There's an option for gallery and individual speaker.
Oh, I found it. Now, good.
Now you see it.
All together now.
Oh yeah.
You're still playing a lot, Danny, huh? Like 5 nights a week? 6.
Four nights.
Oh,
Four
right.
nights.
Taking a little break.
Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays.
So you're moving into Jazz Fest right now.
Oh yeah, it started today, but it's been going on for 3 weeks because we had the French Quarter Festival 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people showed up for that, and a lot of people I think sticking around.
Yeah.
But that's fine because a lot of musicians come from other places and want to sit in, and that always makes it interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting is a good word because sometimes it's great and sometimes not so.
That's right. You say, "Come on up. You want to play a tune?" And if they're any good, we keep them around. If they're not, say, "Hey, thank you so much."
That was great.
Move on. Yeah, it's wonderful. So is there a topic that you guys discuss every week or what?
No, we just show pictures and then talk to each other. And
Well,
Emily's going to be on a little bit
Joel.
later.
It's Joel's anniversary of his death.
oh, is that right?
That's a pretty good picture.
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
What was
There's some kind of thematic thing. We got a lot of pictures like this.
really?
You wonder how that happens.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we just usually, in fact, Emily's going to be back on again from Joel's later today. She was on last Thursday, so she'll be back on. And Brian, Joel's daughter, was on last week. She's going to join us today.
Danny looks like Zorro with the black tie.
Yeah.
What are we seeing over your shoulder, Danny? Was that Bourbon Street?
No, that doesn't. I don't think that was Bourbon Street. Let me get it
No,
back
I
up there again.
don't think.
I
I
can
don't
show
even
it again.
remember where that was. Danny, you remember where that was? Oh, you know what? That's the Banjo Museum
That's
in
right.
Oklahoma City.
Really?
Yeah. The stained
Very
glass
good.
gave it away. Yeah.
Anyway,
That might have been for the mustache reunion. Probably not, though.
no, it wasn't. That wasn't the one in New Haven.
No, I'm talking about the one in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's not
in front of the Kingston Trio.
right. But I don't think that was from that year. This picture.
All right. Y'all look very, very well kempt there.
Yeah.
How long ago did you all two meet? How long you been knowing each other?
68,
Yeah, sounds right.
67.
So that'd be
Hey,
about
Chris,
60 years, 58 years.
long enough, huh?
Your audio's muted, Chris.
Yeah, Chris was he wasn't here last week because he was doing one of his shows, one of his cooking shows for what was it, 80
Around the world in 80 recipes.
around the world in 80 recipes. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
we got it all. We got it all in a can, as they say. So
That's great.
That's Emily.
Exciting.
And
Hi,
Richard.
Emily.
Hi,
There's Emily. How
Hi,
are you?
Emily.
good.
Danny, you
Nice.
remember Emily from?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, how are you, Danny? I'm just looking at pictures of you that Bill sent me, the most wonderful films from the past and they're just so great. And you all are in a lot of them.
Okay, well, then I'll
the-
put up the most exciting one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all the fault of a filter, some kind of weird filter he put on that one.
Yeah. They were actually dressed
have-
they were
I have
actually
a
dressed
picture
as choir boys. Yeah.
I have a picture to show you that I don't know who it is, but it was in one of those films. But here, I'll show it to you. It's the guy with his arms out.
Oh
Do you
yeah.
remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Who is
Joe
that?
Terra.
That's Joe Terra.
Is he still with us?
No,
What?
no,
No.
yeah.
gone a long time.
Yeah, he was the washboard player at the New York club and
Uh-huh.
quite renowned. I never met him, but I heard a lot about him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, Rick.
Hey.
How you doing, Barry?
All
Hey,
right.
Richard.
Good.
Hey, Richard. Yeah.
there.
But anyway, Emily had contacted me a couple of days ago because it was the anniversary of Joel's death, and Brian was in town. And they were going to have some reminiscences and stuff. So I sent her a trove of stuff that I had that they might want to look at. So,
It's a good picture. Good picture.
that's a wonderful picture.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's the first time I've seen it. It's beautiful. We talked about you. We went to dinner and at the restaurant in the building that Joel preserved, that it was his old office. And it's like a townhouse. And so the restaurant is on the main floor, but up from the street. And then Joel's offices were in the floor above that, when he was preserving New Haven, the downtown. And so we went over and they had fixed up our favorite table, Joel's and my favorite table, up under the windows, looking out over the street. There were daffodils all around the other side in one of the Yale buildings. They treated us like royalty, and we talked about you all the time and how wonderful you all are and how much she loved you and was so happy in those days, in the old days.
Well, that's great. That's
And
great.
you were very great comfort to both of us.
What'd you say, Kent? How you doing?
Hey, Kent.
Hey,
Hey,
Brian.
Ken.
doing pretty good. How you doing, Barry?
Bye.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, Emily,
Or not just Barry, but
I saved this one for you. I mean, it's a great mustache.
Yeah, I don't know why that never made it into a wax museum,
our fearless leader.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You could have a museum of all of the various personas he took on, like a sheik on a camel when he did the Sheik of Araby. Zoot suits.
Right. Yeah.
And-
Even Brian mentioned that that time he showed up with the camel for one of his concerts. They mentioned at his memorial too. The guy from the Galvanized band,
Fred.
Fred, was talking about when they were getting ready to do the Sheik of Araby, and he shows up with a camel.
Live camel.
Yeah.
When he ran for governor, he had an elephant and he rode the elephant down this middle of the street.
Oh.
I don't know how he got these animals.
Yeah, that would be a story all by itself, I guess.
It certainly would.
You don't call
Well,
it that.
Well, I was going through pictures today looking for Joel and everybody. This popped up and I had to put it up.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Jeff,
Yeah.
great picture of him.
That's
Yes.
good. Yeah.
What a character that guy was.
Yeah.
Was a character.
Yeah, Emily, he used to be, before he died, he and John were on a lot of the Zooms, and nobody else would talk for an hour. Jeff could just keep it going.
Yeah.
You can get a word in edgewise.
Nope.
That's it.
He was entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier before everybody got on that like Steve he had passed away.
Yoakum, Steve Yoakum.
Steve Yoakum had passed away, and his wife had been posting last week that it would have been their 25th anniversary. And so I made mention, I sent her a little note that we were so thankful that she posts lots of stuff about Steve, and I steal them for the Zoom meetings. And so I thanked her for all that. And but I found a picture of the two of them. It must be from their wedding, I guess. Or,
Yeah, that looks right.
yeah, that was on her site. So
He'll be here in New Orleans in early part of June, I think.
Who's that?
Lucienne, she comes to New Orleans in June every year with her son Nicky, and they spend about 10 days or so. So I see them all the time in June.
Oh, that's nice.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I never met her personally, but like I said, we've corresponded, and sometimes we'll comment, and she'll comment on Facebook, things like that. But so we keep up. Anyway, and so
It never looked that good any other point in his life. Gee.
So what else did y'all do to commemorate Joel, Emily, with Brian?
Of course, we went to his grave, the two of us. It's in a beautiful, beautiful cemetery. It's supposedly the first cemetery in the entire United States.
Oh, wow.
It's a historic cemetery. Noah Webster is buried there, and a lot of other people. So half of the people were from, way back when New Haven was founded in 1639 to the present day. And it's a beautiful place. And it's just right off the Yale campus.
Did Joel have ancestors buried there?
No, his parents are in another on the west side of town. But it made sense for him to be in the Grove Street Cemetery. It's right in the heart of downtown, and a lot of our neighbors and longtime friends are there too. And I planted a dogwood tree, which is now, I was told that it won't bloom for 5 years, but it's doing well, and we have a headstone yet to provide. Brian's going to be working on that.
Is it on Yale's campus or adjacent to it?
It's adjacent to Yale, but a whole lot of course, of faculty, all the Yale presidents are buried in there and so forth. And it's very beautiful. It's got a magnificent tree collection. They take very good care of it. So it's like a small park. And Joel and I used to go there a lot. We'd take a picnic lunch and go and sit on the benches. Because in the spring, like right now, it's just covered with blossoms and so forth. And then fall, it's magnificent. And that's the closest park to go. It sounds peculiar, but it's wonderful.
That's good.
So, and then we went, we talked and talked and talked and talked and cried and cried and cried. But she's, I really love her so much, and we're very close. And that's a comfort too.
She looks like she wears her heart on her sleeve.
Oh, she does. She does.
She's Buzzy Podwell.
Bod and Joe Terra and Joe.
Oh.
That's not Yoke.
Yeah.
No, Joe.
Oh.
Here. And who's on the trombone?
DeFeo.
Okay. Wow.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Some hair.
Wow.
Neil and I were born on the same day in the same year.
Really?
Wow.
And he had a twin brother too.
Oh, that's right.
So the three of us came into this world at exactly the same time.
It hasn't been the same since.
No, it hasn't.
Did his brother play also, or?
No, well, I don't know. I never heard him play or heard of him playing. It was just Neil.
I heard some crazy story about his brother coming into the New York club and Neil telling people in the band that his brother was an even better trombone player than he was. And on the break, they switched clothes and Neil came back on as his brother to impress everyone that his brother played too. But of course he didn't.
They were, I'll say this, they were identical.
And they had dates, and they could play that on dates. He told me
Oh, yeah.
they could just switch. So a date could have a date with both of them in one night and not know it.
Wow.
Wow.
A twofer.
Picture you showed a minute ago, I think it was the New Orleans club because it looked like there was an awning behind Joel that said Rizzo's,
Yeah, it was right outside the New Orleans Club.
which was that great Italian restaurant next door. You could go there at 3 o'clock in the morning and eat pasta with aglio olio, all that garlic in it.
Mm.
You-
Was
everybody smell you coming a block away.
good. It was a good place.
Yeah, it stayed open real late.
Yeah. You all there when we got off work, eat many times.
And right next to it was where Frogman Henry was always performing.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Not Strata.
There you go. I couldn't remember
He's
that.
an only frog. He ain't got a home.
Really.
Okay. Well, here's a New York picture with Steve and Joel both in it.
I'm in it too.
And Danny. There's Danny back there.
Danny back there. Yeah.
Danny?
And I like to have a picture with the bananas in it because I only know the story of the bananas. But
Yeah.
Jesse Denton on trombone. Beside Yoakum.
Yeah.
here's
Jesse-
the banjo players to the left of Joel.
I'm not sure.
Don't know him. There's
That could be the guy that got into the porno industry as a director or producer. Huh? He ran Smith Street or something for a while or something.
Bill,
Yeah.
Richard, Bill somebody.
Yeah, he had it, Bill. It starts with an H. Bill.
Huh.
I'll find it. I'm gonna look at my phone.
but then behind him is what's his name from Long Island? Doxy, Alan Doxy.
Okay. We never sort of caption these pictures so we'll all remember 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Get that one down. Yeah.
Well, Kent has sent us a lot of videos.
Bill Dern.
Bill
No,
Durr.
that's not Bill.
No.
Nope.
All right.
I know Bill very well.
I did too, but after a picture that's 50 years old, like you can't be too sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to see if I can get this to play. So hold on. Did y'all hear that?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
it.
that's
It's great.
great.
Yeah, Emily, those were at the 50th reunion in the lobby of the hotel down next to the bar.
I wondered. Yeah,
The
yeah.
band started playing almost as soon as they got there. You know,
That was great.
yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
All right, I'm trying to get in. Hello.
We hear you.
Hey, Mr. Gentry,
Hello, hello. How is
we don't see
everybody?
you, but we hear you.
We're becoming gentrified now.
Start your video.
Oh,
Also, that last week, Fanny Smith called me.
There we go.
Franny, okay.
I had never met before, and I didn't know who it was. And then I said, well, and then I finally said, why are you calling? You want to be on the Zoom? So I got his email and sent him the Zoom thing. So we'll see if he shows up.
Yeah.
Mike, you looking good.
I'm glad you showed up because we got a good picture of you here.
uh-oh. Whoa.
And we got a good picture of Danny back there. He
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like Pancho Villa.
And
What
Bruce.
is that? Is Oklahoma City?
Yeah, and Bruce O'Neill. That's one of the few shots he's not looking at the chords.
That's it.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's a great shot.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was nice.
good time.
Hmm.
It was a good time. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Great.
Good, good.
Pretty
All
good.
good.
Yeah, how are you doing, Mike? You doing good?
I'm doing just fine. Just fine. It's a pretty day here. And yeah, life is good. Starting to get green and warm. I like it.
I tried calling you a little while ago to let you know Danny was going to be on today.
Oh yeah?
Disregard my calls.
Yeah. No, I saw it coming in and I said heck with it.
Thank you.
No, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. I don't know.
There's just a shot from the 50th reunion with a few banjo players in it.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Yeah,
All right. You.
yeah, Jeff and Gim. I don't see Gim today. I don't know what he's up to.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay.
Richard, how you doing?
Okay.
Just checking on you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try a video, see if I don't get kicked out. Tom, unless you had one queued up already.
Go ahead.
I've shown this one before, but I don't know if Miss Emily saw it or not. I'm gonna see if I can get it up here. Hold on. Takes a little while.
The rehearsal at Carnegie.
Well, this is no, it's Joel. See if I can find my video files here. Come on, it's not going to the files. Here to go. I got to get to the right place. No, it's a video. I just asked Joel at the at the last reunion. It's not showing my videos. Let's see.
That works. Great.
I think I'm gonna get there. Let's see. It was Joel talking about. I asked him how he got to start playing the banjo, and he told me about it. Let's see if I can get it going here.
This was a curse. No.
His mother.
You never know, right?
Okay.
Oh.
So Joel, why a banjo? Why did you decide to play a banjo?
I didn't decide to play a banjo. My mom decided I had to play a banjo. I have no idea how she knew that. But my mom's work in strange ways, as all of us have had moms, I assume most of us have. She bought me a banjo when I was about 15 years old. I brought it upstairs in the closet, and I left it there for 5, 6, 7 years. I didn't play it. I didn't even see it. And one day, out of impulse, I took the banjo and I started to play it. And I went to, I found a teacher and learned how to play the banjo. And then along came Your Father's Mustache. I played a lot. So that's the whole story. And here I am today, still playing the banjo. My God, that was a long time ago, huh?
Yep.
Okay, hey, I got well, I
great.
kicked myself out. All right, yay for me. Okay, yeah. I've got some other old ones. Tom, if you got any more Kent's from? You said you had some.
Oh yeah, there's more. I can grab them. Let's see here.
Yeah.
These have been hidden on my computer since the week of that concert at Carnegie Hall until just days ago.
Yeah.
I put them right where I know where they were, and then I couldn't find where that spot was. So
Just an old picture that I had wrote.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
There's Mr. McBride along with Eddie,
Eddie
Eddie
Allen.
Ali.
Tom, Roger, and on that bar song, lower right, I mean, that's me, Rex Carger's 2 people over, and I don't know who the other 2 guys are.
Can't tell.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. The faces are a little bit blurry.
Look at Roger with the long hair. Jeez.
Yeah.
What was Eddie Ali's girlfriend's name? It was Mary somebody.
Mary Verver.
Berber.
Yeah, but she used to spell her name Merry.
Right.
Mary Berber.
Yeah.
He never changed at all.
Yeah.
maybe a little.
You know. All right.
Yay.
Okay, well, here's the other.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
How you doing?
It's just a Peter one.
Peter B, he's always on.
Peter B. Yes, sir.
Peter B.
So, Kent, did you get in touch with Mike Johnson this week?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I was supposed to go see him yesterday. He had to go in the hospital for some dental work on Monday. We were getting together yesterday, and then he said he was feeling too bad. And so we're going to try to get together on Sunday. But he was feeling pretty peaked yesterday.
Okay.
And so don't know much more than that. He's still losing lung function, I think. His breathing's getting worse as time goes by. So just what it is.
Could be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll pray for him. I know that when they do the hospice, they're not going to intubate him. He opted not to do that probably. So he'll just, they'll just give him something.
Trying to make it as comfortable as possible.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, is he in hospice now or?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in hospice.
Wow.
But he's got an amazing attitude about it.
Yeah, Colorado's no place to have COPD, man. You're up so high. Surprised you didn't move to Florida or something like that.
Air's definitely thinner.
Definitely. I'm gonna be out there next month, coming out for a couple of days, stay at my sister's house up in Genesee. Bill Clark and Susie. Do you remember? You don't. Rick's got a vacant look on his face there. Bill Clark's tuba player.
Right. I think I've met him.
Yeah. He's the leader
I've
of
heard the name a lot.
He's the leader of the Queen City Jazz Band there in Denver.
Isn't he a police detective or was?
Well, that's Joe Petrocelli.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yep. Joe Petrocelli. He's retired now, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think so.
Huh. Yeah, it'd be nice to see a couple of guys when we get up there.
Yeah, well, let me know when you're out here. We'll, maybe you, Snake, and I'll get together.
Okay, sounds good. I'll check my calendar, see what's going on. Everybody's got, you go see somebody and they got you stretched 3 different directions before you even get there. So, well, yeah, Karen and I are going to go up. We're going to go take the train up in Durango, and be a nice, fun thing. Durango Silverton train. And
that's a good ride.
Have you taken it?
40, 50 years ago, yeah. When I first came to Colorado in 77, we went to Durango and we did that and some other things. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, the mountains probably haven't changed much since then.
Well, more people in Durango than there were.
Oh, I'm sure. Sure.
More people everywhere in Colorado now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this doesn't directly have anything to do with the mustache, but I just saw this in the paper this week. A French naval ship, the Jeanne d'Arc, is docking this week, April 26th. And what I remember about that is one night at your father's mustache, the Jeanne d'Arc, all these Frenchmen from the crew came into the club, and they were coming back in as fast as we can throw them out. They were climbing back in through the beer stand window. They were chasing women into the bathrooms and everything, And somewhere in my attic, I still have one of those Jeanne d'Arc hats. They're little naval caps. I kept it as a souvenir. But just one of those little things that jog your memory. I saw in the paper yesterday.
That's not familiar. Yeah.
Well, Rick, you might remember.
Bring back those fun memories of your youth throwing French sailors out of a bar.
Yeah, well, fortunately, I wasn't very big, but most of those French sailors were smaller than me. They must have been like, they weren't a submarine either. I didn't understand that. I had to stay away from those Norwegian sailors. They were all bigger than me and Tom put together.
Yeah.
That's right. They were
huge.
Yeah.
That's what we used to get in the New York club, the Norwegian sailors. I remember them well.
Oh,
yeah. So I said, I didn't.
And they would come in and they'd order.
Just had to keep them moving. If you kept them moving, you were okay.
Our goal was
they would order a pitcher of beer.
Yeah.
They'd order a pitcher of beer, and you'd bring a pitcher of beer. There would be 2 of them and 2 glasses. They said, "No, I want big beer." And so they each wanted a pitcher of beer. And then it went downhill from there. As they had multiple pitchers. My worst injury from your father's mustache was this guy we threw out, this Norwegian sailor, and he came back in. And I was sitting at the bar, and I was just sitting there having a beer, and he picked up a chair and started to throw it out into the crowd. And I happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye, so I blocked it and threw him out into the street. And then he charged back in, and I hit him and broke my finger. And it's still crooked. I have a Norwegian sailor finger.
Yeah, well, Tom and I were trying to wrestle one out. He kept going into the ladies' room chasing women in. And Tom and I were trying to get him, Tom had him wrapped up. He had his arms wrapped up, and I was tugging on him as hard as I could, and he just wasn't budging. And so we said, "Look, bud, you're going to go to jail if you don't." And he says, "In St. Louis, I was in jail 4 times." apparently jail was not a concern for this guy.
And Billy said to me, I'm glad you got your arms around him. I said, "Billy, if he starts fighting, we're in trouble."
But we were
remember there was the 2x4 across the walk-in door that went over, we shared with Andy's and then the Clarity. One night I got off and I went down to Houlihan's and had a couple of beers and came back and was just talking. It was right at closing time, and some monstrous Norwegian sailor screamed, "Play Dixie." And the band said, "No, we've already given last call. It's all over. You got to go home." And he threw a beer. I forget who was in the band on somebody. And then all hell broke loose. So I ran and got that 2x4 because he was whooping up. He was big on like 6 of us. and I hit him in the back, and the 2x4 broke.
Oh,
and he
man.
didn't slow down. It took like 5 or 6 of us and 6 cops to get that guy out of there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
then the New Orleans cops weren't gentle because they came in with clubs ablazing, but this guy was whooping about 10 people. And I thought, oh shit! I hit the guy with a 2x4. It broke, and he didn't phase him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be in deep shit about that point.
Yes.
But mostly, man, we didn't ever end up fighting in the club. We used to, the goal was to get their feet off the floor and get them to the street so that the cops could take care of it. Yeah.
I always liked the one where Kent, it was a late Saturday night. There was this little guy from Mississippi who wouldn't leave. And finally, Kent got tired of it, and he gave him a bunch of he gave Kent a bunch of trouble. So Kent kind of picks him up, throws him out the door, and you hear the cars, the brakes going.
Yeah.
And Kent goes, "Oh shit, the street's open."
He went headfirst into a cab,
Oh.
and I think he had a fractured skull. And he was not happy, but that he had about 10 minutes of warning before he finally tried to hit me, and I said, "This is not going to end well." And he said, "She's got a few choice things, and it didn't end well." So,
yeah,
Another aspect to the time of your life, huh?
that's right. The time of your head is right under a car.
Yeah.
And a trip to Charity Hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another good picture of Danny and Barry.
Oh,
All right.
good picture.
Yeah.
Is that your sister, Danny?
No, her name is
Cynthia
Cynthia Sayer.
Yeah.
Sayer. Bit popular in New York City. She played with Woody Allen's band for a while.
Ah, wow.
He also did a little bit at the Mustache.
Yeah.
Was she in New York, Barry? Playing there or other places?
New York Club.
No.
Yeah, but that picture is
That's
somewhere
Oklahoma
else.
City.
I don't
That
know.
Ok-
It might have been
Could
when
have
she
been
was
St.
in
Louis. I think it was
Yeah.
St. Louis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
probably.
right. Yeah. It was a fretted instrument Guild of America convention or something like that.
Next week, I'm going to head up to the North American International Banjo something over the NAIBC
in Detroit.
Yeah.
You'll have a good time.
Dearborn.
Yeah. I like
Dearborn.
It's very contained. It's all you just play in this one little bar area in the lobby, and then they have a couple of concerts, they call them, but it's just all the same people, and they just group in different groups and play a couple of tunes. But most of the fun is right around the bar there.
Yeah.
For about 10 or 15 years, me, Mike, and Danny did a bunch of those. We did a whole bunch of them. And used to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a couple years ago.
That's
At least
a couple.
Right behind me is my cousin David Weibel, who was a banjo player, and he played a short stint in New Orleans and even shorter stint in New York City in the club. A good banjo player. From Dayton.
To a couple of the reunions, I know that.
Yeah.
That's the 25th, isn't it? Or
no, that's just us together in New Orleans in the New Orleans club.
Oh, is it?
It's like 1974.
74.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I was gone by then. I was in Florida. Huh.
Yeah, all the way at the back of the table. I know it's not Jim Stanzak.
No.
No.
I have no idea.
Jim was a pretty big guy, let's say.
That's not Jim. No.
Yeah.
The girl behind Dottie is my cousin David's girlfriend at the time, and his wife now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know who that couple in the back is.
Yeah, they made it to Carnegie, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Slide.
in Connecticut. They went.
What
They
was
were
her name? What's her name? Ellen?
Ellen. Yes.
Ellen.
Yeah. She looks completely different there. So does he.
Good thing I haven't changed.
Oh yeah.
No, you haven't changed at all.
You look like the Frito Bandito.
Yeah, the pencil thin mustache there.
All I could do. I was lucky I had that. I think I had some mascara on it or something to make it a little thicker and darker.
Yeah.
Well, since everybody's here now, we have to show one that I had earlier for everybody. Hold on. Shoot, the word. Oh gosh.
Oh,
Everything's
West-
okay. And
Key
look,
West, Key West, Florida.
and look at my T-shirt. Frankie Lynn's banjo band, Earth, Wind, and Banjos.
Oh,
That was the name of their band, Earth, Wind, and Banjos.
It was a tough night that night, Bear.
I think we had a good time the night before.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
It was a tough week.
Good picture.
yeah.
That'll
That's
go
a great
down in
picture.
annals of history. Ooh.
Earth, Wind, and Banjos.
I'll tell you, I came in one time, and Barry, you were working up in Red Garter up in Wildwood. I came in, and for some reason, it was like the middle of July, and Jimmy Kane was having a Irish party, St. Patty's Day party in the middle of July, green beer and everything. I got there in the middle of the afternoon, and I was supposed to drive up to New York the next day. Boy, my wife had to kind of just shove me the right way towards the car and say, which way is the turnpike? Man, we drank a lot of beer that night.
Well, yeah.
Oof.
Well, the worst I remember was drinking tequila with you in Captain Tony's bar. I couldn't smell tequila for 10 years without wanting to puke.
Did you get to the worm at the bottom?
Mm.
Oh, that was a great story though, Danny. You tell them the whole story.
You talking about the trip to Colorado?
No. We're talking in the thing with the tequila. It was you and me drinking
I don't
tequila and Coors beer and Ronnie Bill. was there.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie Bill was playing lead, and Danny and I keep putting all our tequila drinks on his bar tab. Yeah, it was like a humongous thing at the end of the night because we drank a couple 3 bottles.
Well, I remember him having a little bit too and calling himself Ronikins.
It's Wanakins. Wanakins has had a little bit too much to drink. Oh man.
Was he Elmer Fudd's uncle or something? Yeah. Anyway.
He was just drunk.
Well, one time when we were eating lunch with Danny, he told us a story about Barry getting a bit drunk and falling out of a tree.
That's true.
The crazy thing about that story is when I told it at some place, I think in Connecticut, maybe, for the first time, it came to my attention that when Barry fell out of that tree, it was before he was married, but he was dating Dottie at the time, that he had told Dottie that a whole different story. I don't know what it was. That what did you tell her? And she said, "Wait a minute, he fell out of a tree." And I said, "Yeah, that's what happened." And
About 50 years later, she finally got the truth.
Yeah. So we were eating at a restaurant called Rosedown, and Danny just brought up, he says, "Yeah, there's a tree not too far from here." And one night, Danny and I were out drinking, Barry and I were out drinking, and he got so drunk he decided to climb a tree, and he fell out of it. And hit his head on the ground. We had to take him to the ER and everything.
And so when we get to the ER, he tells the cops that me and our best friend Dwayne, he tells the cops that we attacked him. And so the cops start questioning us, and he's just sitting in a wheelchair laughing his ass off. But the cops didn't think it was funny. We got through it, but barely, because he kept saying, "No, they got me. They hit me. They did it," and we were shaking.
Yeah. Honor among mustache musicians. I tell you what.
Yes.
Wow. Who was it? And this is not mustache, but it's New Orleans. Who was it? Was it you and Dwayne, Danny, that went mounding one time? Remember that?
I think that had. Yeah, there's not a lot of mountain ranges in Louisiana or in New Orleans, but we have a couple of hills.
Yeah.
Usually they build a street and they throw all the dirt in a pile, and we consider it one of the high altitudes in the city. And we used to take our cars in City Park and see if we could fly off of the top of them and without ending up in the bayou.
Didn't you take a rental car up there one time?
Yeah, I think so. Hey, haven't we all done that somewhere?
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
Harry and Dottie moment from the last reunion we had. Let's see if I can get it going here.
So here we are at the end of the reunion. It's been a great time seeing old friends, especially you, Billy. You know, I'm here with Dottie. Dottie's a part of the mustache, just like all of us are. We met at your father's mustache. What, back in
73.
In 73, and been married now for 43 years.
Or close there.
43 years. But we met at the mustache. As Gim and his wife met at the mustache too. So we're pretty proud of that. So the mustache is pretty important.
I just love being with your father's mustache group of people. It brings back so many fond memories of that very first day I walked in the club in New Orleans in the French Quarter with my college roommates, and saw this guy up on the stage playing a banjo, and he had these huge, big brown, I call them Cocker Spaniel eyes.
Oh shit!
And then he came down and came over and introduced himself. I said, "Oh, okay," because I knew he was singing to me. And I love spending the time at all these reunions and seeing all the other people who had the devotion to this club. I just remember sitting at the club. The doors were shut. Everyone was gone. And everyone would sit there and drink for another hour or two or three. And then you'd go get to a little hole in the wall, either Rizzo's Pizza,
or Molly's.
Molly.
Yeah, so there was, and it went on, and I'm like, oh Lord, when's this night going to be over?
Job-wise, anything?
Well, I mean, working at the mustache, you couldn't be a deadpan introvert. It didn't work. So you either had to become extrovert or sink or swim. You know, so I think that brought out personalities in all of us, Billy. You know, where you weren't introverted. There was no room for that. You know. My parting words is just now playing some of those old tunes we were playing. I saw you taping them. I mean, we don't play those anymore unless we're at these reunions. So while I was playing just now, thinking, this might be the last time I ever played this particular song. After playing it so many times in my life at the Mustache and other places, this might be the last time I'm playing this particular song. Like I said, I still work on Bourbon Street, but it's more jazz-based. This is different. This is sing-along songs. And there's really no call for that anymore because people don't know the words anymore. This will be the last time I play these songs. I won the last time, so it was bittersweet just now. You know, bittersweet, sweet that I got a chance to play these songs one more time with friends. Bitter in that this might be it, but you never know. To us.
Wow.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Good. Very good.
Right.
Very.
That was good.
Yeah, I got a few more interviews, but well, well, we got play one. Tom and Emily gave me too a lot, but they weren't at the reunion. But they had sent one in a while back. Let's see. Get it. Let's see. Oh, I had it in here. Where is it? Here.
Hi, I'm Emily Van Loon, and this is
Tom Wolf. We met at your father's mustache in, 1971. Emily was a young college student from Baton Rouge, and I was the doorman. And Emily was in a beer chugging contest, and she beat 8 guys chugging beers, which meant she drank 8 beers, which meant when Roger held her arm up, she threw up.
so it wasn't necessarily my finest hour, but it did lead me to Tom. And so as Roger threw me out of the bar, he said to Tom, make her stay outside. And so I sat out on the curb waiting for my girlfriends to come out. That ended up being for another 3 hours. And so Tom and I just sat and talked. Then we, saw each other a couple more times during the trips to the mustache. And eventually Tom moved to Baton Rouge to work at Louisiana Public Broadcasting. And we ran into each other at the mall. And it was one of those moments I was like, you're the bartender. And he said, and you're the drunk. And that was the way it all started again.
So that was probably 50 years ago, and we've been married for 44.
No, it wasn't 50 years ago.
When we first met.
No. Well, maybe, yeah, probably so. Probably so. Yeah. Time does pass.
Anyway, Mustache, Joel, you did a great thing by starting Mustache. Most of my friends now in life are still from the Mustache. It taught me so many things about business. It taught me so many things about life. It was a great job, and I still cherish it. And Maynard Chatters is right. It's a good thing it burned down because we'd probably still be working there.
So thank you very much. We appreciate it. We have 2 great sons because of this marital union. And certainly we appreciate all our mustache friends, particularly the New Orleans group, Billy, Bonnie, Barry,
Rick,
Sandy, Dottie,
yeah, everybody.
just everybody down there. So anyway, thank you so much, and let the good times roll.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that was another good one.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was good.
And I've got
Here's a Joel one from Canada.
And every one of them got a tired word, wholesome, patriotic experience. Probably the last day will never happen. The way things are going and the way people are behaving and the attitudes. We all created an environment which was really quite extraordinary. We all should be very proud of what we did. Yeah.
All right. It's a little hard to hear.
Joel Savoy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Here's another Joel picture with Jeff.
Yeah.
Good old Jeff.
What's Jeff's last name? I can't remember.
Olswang.
Olswang, that's it.
Yeah, I've got that when he did My Mother's Eyes at Carnegie Hall, Joel said that was his favorite number of the night. When Jeff did that. Yeah.
He did a nice job.
Yeah.
Did a nice job.
one more clip, and this is got some people in it. Still from the last reunion I went to. Let me see if I can find one. Here we go. It's not too long.
68 in Denver, Colorado, playing tuba.
Oh, okay.
And as it turned out, the instrumentation, of course, was for two banjos, trombone, tuba. And one of the banjo players was leaving, and they wanted to know if I wanted to play. So I went and brought a banjo and a book, and 2 weeks later, instead of working 2 nights a week as a sub, I'm working 5 nights a week as a side banjo player. So, and then took over the band, several months later.
My grandmother started me on a ukulele, and my dad had a banjo in a closet. And that was it. The rest is showbiz history. What's my favorite mustache song? I would say, "Hello, my baby." Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Joe Schiavone was one of the biggest musical influences I ever had in my entire life. Thanks to him, I went to the White House and Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium and Radio City Music Hall and New Orleans Mardi Gras. We just had a great time. 7 of the best years of my life.
That was before you met me, right?
That's where we met.
I'm only kidding.
That's where we met.
You met in the
Yeah, we met in, yeah.
So you were attracted to banjo playing?
Well, I didn't realize at the time, but it worked out that way.
Why do I play the banjo? My mother bought my dad a banjo for Christmas one year with 10 lessons. So he always said he wanted to play the banjo. So he goes to his first lesson. He sits down and waiting and waiting and waiting. Nobody ever came for him. Somebody finally said, "What can I help you, sir?" And he says, "Well, I'm waiting for my banjo lessons." He says, "Oh, we thought you were in here to buy something, or something. We thought some kid was going to come." He didn't see the humor in that. He took his banjo, went home, and never went back. So now there's a banjo with 10 lessons in the house. And I said, well, heck, I'll pick up the banjo and go to the 10 lessons. And I took my 10 lessons, and the rest is history. That's it. My dear old mom hadn't bought Dad a banjo, I never would have played anything.
The same story as mine. My mother bought my father a washboard back in the Ukraine. He went for lessons. The Tsar said no. And there was a washboard and lessons attached to it, and the rest is history. Amazing, amazing.
You want to smuggle the daughter out of the country?
Absolutely, in my washboard cover.
I didn't decide to play a banjo. My mom decided I had to play the banjo. I have no idea how she knew that. But my mom's work in strange ways, as all of us have had moms, and I assume most of us have. She bought me a banjo when I was about 15 years old. I brought it upstairs in the closet, and I left it there for 5, 6, 7 years. I didn't play it. I didn't even see it. And one day, out of impulse, I took the banjo and I started to play it. And I went to I found a teacher and learned how to play the banjo. And then along came Your Father's Mustache. I played a lot. So that's the whole story. And here I am today, still playing the banjo.
All these banjo players I've worked with has just allowed me to learn more and more about playing my tuba. Tuba and banjo go well together. Banjo players like tuba players. I go to these banjo reunions and banjo festivals and all, and I'm a tuba player, and I get to play more than any banjo player who's there because I get to play with all the different banjo players. So it works out good for me. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Great clip.
Danny, you sure got to play a lot that because you were the only brass we had that last reunion.
Right. I had to play the trombone parts too.
Yeah, he played the beginning of the Bourbon Street Parade out of the tuba. Yeah. Yeah, that was great. Anyway,
Hey, Tom,
Yes.
if you look at some of those videos, number 490 and 491 and 492 was at the reunion was kind of a little bit of the silliness I've forgotten happened that night after. I think it was night after rehearsal. We had that stuff. There's a real silly little short clip there. If you can look at that number.
491 and 492.
Yeah, 491. Yeah.
Okay, I see 493.
That's Pete Babcock, and I forget the guy's name. Had a big white mustache. You don't see 491.
No, I'm looking. Well, maybe I didn't download it right.
Oh. Well, we'll get it next time. But there's some silliness that was indicative of the fun and the frivolity that was going on for that whole time in New York.
Okay, you guys talk for a second. I'm going to look at Kent's emails.
Okay. We got another.
Let's talk about Tom.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah. It was an old picture we looked at a few times with
Jeff.
I knew and
492 was one of them.
Yeah, 491 and 492. That's kind of the order. 490. I shot 491 was taken before.
Danny, what you used to call Crystal Dane? What would you?
They used to call her Legs Bendinger.
Legs Bendinger. Yeah.
She did have long legs for sure. She was on a few times, and then she was very talkative too. I didn't know her, but she really was active when
she came on Zoom 2 or 3 times. Very participative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's 492.
Okay.
Harry, give me your answer true. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon my seat, and no bicycle bill for two.
Okay.
Who was that? Who was that mustache guy?
That was the guy who was running the hotel.
Yeah.
Joe
anniversary.
Sakala? What was his last name? Joe
Sakala.
Sakala?
He married Carnegie thing.
Yeah, but he married Kathy Goodleaf.
Right.
Yeah, I remember he helped coordinate it all with Joel, didn't he?
Yep.
Oh yeah. He was the manager of the hotel there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
When he and Peter B got together, oh Lord, it was something. It was something else.
But he was also the one who said we couldn't shoot pictures during the concert. So that's where I had the camera stuck in my coat and yeah, he kept us down.
Yeah. Well, I guess they wanted us to buy the videos. I bought one, but it really wasn't that good. I mean, the band was good, but they just set the camera up and didn't do much with it. Didn't even have sound reinforcement, but it was better than nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, how many people we have there? 57, something like that.
Yeah.
57 musicians. Anybody? That's about right, I think.
It was a bunch. Yeah.
Which is a testament to Joel. After all those years, I don't know anybody here, this whole group, and anybody else we talked to, that says, "Man, I hated it. I hate going to work every night. It sucked." Not one person. Everybody loves it, or we wouldn't do it that long. I think. I did it for a long time.
It was on my jobs after that.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Part is good.
Definitely. That was the best. It was the best one.
Yeah.
It was good time was had by all.
So I guess Ira's not going to come on today.
Joe, Roger.
Yeah.
The one time Danny's here, I heard him come on.
I was saving this for when Ira came on, but
He heard I was going to be here.
he
Well,
usually shows up at 40 minutes after the hour.
you can come back every Thursday, Danny.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bring your phone with you when you're playing. You have gigs on Thursday nights? I think you do, huh?
I do. I'm about to sign off to get ready for one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll break a leg, you know.
Good to see you, Danny.
All right. This was great. See you guys later. Everybody stay
Okay,
safe.
well,
Good night.
We'll see you.
Everybody.
Bye.
Good to see y'all.
Chris will check you out on the 80 kitchens, whatever.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay.